to be that long. Thanks, guys, so much for coming out, and thank you and this cast. That was fantastic. They kicked Brad Pitt and George Clooney's ass. Right? I don't know if you guys all know John Sullivan, who. But the last time I was on this stage was about. Should we lie and say it was 10 years ago? I hear there's some blackmail calls. But the last time I was here, I was that kid right there in the little top hat and the white nightgown playing John in Peter Pan. And John was my director. So it's an honor to come back to my go-to guy. All right, so I think I'm supposed to do a little Q&A talkback thing. I haven't done this before, but I'm happy to. I'd love to. Does anyone have any questions for me or anyone else up here?
Just raise your hand.
Also, the cast is here to read one of the trial.
Did I have to read the whole transcript of the trial, is what he asked. No, I just flipped through the pages randomly and picked right up. No, for this one, you know, I'm a part of the foundation, one of the founders of the foundation that supports this case as it moves toward the U.S. Supreme Court. So I had the great honor of being in the courtroom every single day, and I found it incredibly moving. And we had a judge who was very funny, which helped. You know, what was tragic was that we were finally seeing the opponents of equality called in to testify under oath. And the defense was smart enough to make sure that the cameras were banned, that whatever truth occurred in that courtroom, that it was not going to be seen. So really, I knew what the moments were that I wish the world could have seen, and I spent a few months on airplanes, going to other sets in real jobs, paying jobs, combing through a transcript each trip and pulling out the things that I knew were important, and working very hard to get the defense's points as well. In fact, I had to dig really deep to get their points. But they haven't complained, and it's for a reason. They look better on this stage than they did in that courtroom. Sure. Oh, you and then you. Okay, all right. I'll get you next.
Okay. On your, how you become involved, two-part question.
Sure.
How you become involved in your projects. Like, I would not want to see Hoover because I really don't care that much about the guy, and
I didn't like him much either.
But you somehow got involved, you know, with all of that. And then the second part of the question is, you know, what do you do for research for your projects?
Well, it depends on the project. The Hoover project, you know, yeah, he's a toughie, tough one to crack. But I see our country making similar mistakes today that he made then, and I think it's important for us to look back and see why we were doing it then and what the result was, and to see that what we're doing now has consequences, especially in terms of using fear to get people to give up their civil rights and their rights to privacy. So that was the Hoover movie. You know, for me, research is incredibly important. I mean, most of what I do is to look to the lessons of history that we too often forget, we too often ignore, and to say, hey, pay attention, and maybe we can avoid going through this hell again, that maybe we can do it better this time. And so for me, I'm always looking today and tomorrow and sort of hearkening back to see if there is an answer that we've already found, and maybe we could revive that instead of killing thousands of people or taking away people's civil rights again. It's very hot, so I'm taking my clothes off.